next guest is sharing her unexpected path to the White House. She is a former hip-hop journalist, part community college student, and intern who became the White House social secretary under former President Barack Obama. No big deal to any of those things.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Also, she's written a book. It's called Undiplomatic: How My Attitude Created the Best Kind of Trouble. What a title. Okay.
Good trouble.
So please, without further ado, welcome Deesha Dyer to the show. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
And I love that we're talking about this. But you are a fascinating individual for more reasons than one. You have an incredible story. In 2009, at the ripe young age of 31, you got an internship at the White House.
Yes, I did.
Arguably, probably one of the best internships one could get.
Not a terrible one.
How did this come to be?
You know, in 2009, I was so captivated by President Obama. All that, the nation was so, full of hope and change, and it was all this energy. And I was like, I want to figure out a way to become part of this. And I didn't know how, didn't have any money to donate, didn't have any time to volunteer, did not know this man from anything. But I was a community leader. And so I got an application for a White House internship, and someone said, can you pass this along to the young people in the community for them to apply for a White House internship? I looked at what it was, saw the qualifications, and I was like, no, I'm not passing this on. I'll take this.
Here's
for
your
myself.
girl.
There you go.
Okay. Good
love
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
It's like it was meant to be.
100%.
It literally landed in your lap.
It did.
So you were an intern, and then you stayed.
I stayed.
And you rose through the ranks.
Yes, I did.
And you were the White House social secretary.
Yes.
All right. So is Michelle Obama everything we hoped and dreamed?
She's all the things.
All the things.
All the things. And being the social secretary was fun because you got to do all the parties and dinners and all of that. So I had the fun job of helping open up the White House along with her. So we were in collaboration. It was great. It was just, let's figure out what music we want, what food we want. Fabulous, fabulous.
Wow. You also, during one of these social engagements, met the Pope.
I did.
Can you please
What hand did you shake his hand with?
I believe it was this hand. I believe it was my right hand. I believe it was my right hand.
You weren't fist bumping. You
no,
weren't
it
like,
was not fist bumping.
Right.
It was a surprise. I was off to the side, as I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
And the president calls me over, and he was like, "This is Deesha, the one who made all this happen for you." And I'm like,
I would have gone weak in the knees.
Oh, I just stood there like, the translator's smiling, the Pope is smiling, and I'm just like,
there you are.
I'm just like looking like, is this really happening?
Wow.
So yeah.
But then something unexpected happened.
Yeah, yes, I found out I was pregnant like right before that,
Is this a reality show?
The timing of all things, So I was like, I just need you to bless me, Pope. I just need you to bless me. So I found out like a couple days before that I was pregnant, and but I had to go through with it, and had to figure it out. So I did, yeah.
This child is destined for greatness.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about at what point in this like amazing career trajectory does the imposter syndrome? And can you in your words define imposter syndrome?
Yes, of course. So imposter syndrome is when you feel like a fraud. You feel at fault. You feel like somebody's going to find out that you're not really supposed to be in the position. You're not qualified. You're not deserving. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people. Even when you have the job, you're like, I don't belong here. But it's like you already got the job.
Yeah.
So like, what are you doing?
So as things started getting better, is that kind of when it got more prominent for you, or what was that like for you to go through?
It definitely got more prominent for me because I was a student. I was still in college when I got the job, and so I was thinking I was surrounded by Ivy Leaguers and people who had been to law school, and here I go like at 31 in community college. So when I got the job at the White House, I was like, I'm a little bit different, right? But I bring these same things to the table. But I was ashamed at first because I didn't have the same qualities. But no one asks, like as you're sitting in the Oval Office doing a meeting, no one's like, where did you go to school?
Right.
Where did you go to school?
The last thing they're concerned about.
Yeah, they're like, we need your help, so that's what it's about, yeah.
And then how does that translate into undiplomatic? Wonderful title, by the way.
Thank you so much. Well, I've always been a mouthy child, You know, so it's like I've always been a dissenter, you know, and so I've always been told that my attitude was not traditional, that it would get me nowhere. I talk too much. And so I feel like I came into Washington in an undiplomatic way. And I encourage people to do that because I brought my unique skills, my experience, my vibe to everything. And it turned out wonderful. So I'm like, it's okay if you're a little undiplomatic because we need that sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what is one thing that you hope that anybody who reads this book will take away from it?
Honestly, that they are just dope, that they are dope and amazing, and like they can do all things. Like I'm over us thinking that we are not qualified because of systems or other people wanting to make us feel bad. No, I want people to not feel alone when they read this, but also just to go after whatever it is.
right.
You may not get it, and if you don't, then you don't. Right? But then think about all the people that didn't get what you got, right? So I hope people just entertain. They have a good time reading it. They're taken back to the White House to the 2009 years, and they have a good time reading it, but they feel motivated and inspired to just do whatever they want to do.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
This
you
was
for
a
having
treat
me.
for us.
Yay.